Let's start with our weekly update. So, friends, as discussed, we are going to discuss the update, GST update for each week. So, for this week, we are going to divide our definitely for this week, no much update. So, for this week, we are going to divide update into two parts. First, we are going to discuss about the procedural parts, and afterwards, two key case laws which are relevant for many of the taxpayers or all of us taxpayers. So first, let's start with our procedural update. So first procedural update, which is very important from every of the taxpayer, is related to the GST audit by the tax authorities. So friends, now tax authorities has initiated the GST audit, and the list of the taxpayers which has been selected for the purpose of GST audit, that list is now available in the public domain. So as a proactive taxpayer, you should refer that list. First, check whether your name or your GSTN has selected for the purpose of the GST audit. That GST audit is for the period of 17-18. Second, if you had not filed the GSTR 99C and your case is selected for the purpose of GST audit, then first file the GSTR 99C immediately so that it will ensure the levy of the minimum penalty. Second, even a genuine taxpayer, you should be prepared for the purpose of GST audit before initiation of the audit itself. And why we are saying that? Because in GST law, 3 months or there is time limit. So within a 3 months, or GST law prescribe the 3 months time limit for the purpose of completion of the audit from the date of the commencement of the audit. So if you compare this time limitation, so these 3 months can be extended up to maximum 6 months. But if you compare these time limitations or limitations of the time, that was not an earlier era. If you refer service tax law or finance act, then that there was no any time limit for the for the from the GST perspective or GST authorities service tax authorities perspective to complete the audit. So in GST law, one can say that you will get very minimum time period for the purpose of submission of the data and completion of the audit. So you should be prepared, or you should proactively prepare for the purpose of GST audit before initiation of the audit by the tax authorities itself, so that you can able to close that audit uh, quickly and in positive manner. So this is an important update about the GST audit is going to be issued by the tax authorities. Second key or important update is related to the deemed registration. So with respect to deemed registration, SOP is issued by the department. The SOP, you can refer the instruction number 4 by 3 by 2020. It's dated 27th November 2020. So this SOP is for the deemed registration. What is the deemed registration? So friends, in between the 21st August 20 to 16th November 20, the registration has granted to the taxpayer without any verification and even without other OTP verification. So just such registration are now going to be reviewed by the GST authorities, including the physical verification. So second, if you refer that SOP, there are some taxpayers on priority they are going to be verified, and the risk parameters mentioned in there, or the on which basis that taxpayers are chosen are some of the risk parameter. That is, if GSTR1 or GSTR3B has not filed, then that taxpayer are going to be verified uh, on priority basis. The taxpayer who are having difference in GSTR1, GSTR3B, that are also on priority. So some risk parameters are mentioned that SOP. Also, that SOP gives the detailed procedure for the physical verification. So during physical verification, it is directed that the authorities should see if taxpayer is registered as a manufacturing unit, then whether they have a manufacturing activity, whether the manufacturing unit or machinery has been installed at the premises. Second, whatever activity they had registered for or has taken a registration, uh, then the premises is commensurate, or the size of the premises is in tune with the activity carried out. Then whether the premises is self-owned or the rented, and what is the ownership of the premises, etc., is going to be verified by the authorities. Now, if you see that SOP, one can say that the that SOP is towards strengthening the GST registration procedure. And why GST authorities or government want to strengthen the GST registration procedure? The one of the reason is the fake invoicing. So from the last few weeks, we are reading about the fake invoices. First, almost 41 people have been arrested in the last few days itself in the case of the fake invoices, and hence such SOPs could issued in days to more SOPs could issued in days to come to strengthen the procedure. One of again such a update is related to the GST, which is again for strengthening the GST procedure. So as per the news report, now almost 5.4 lakh taxpayers that have been defaulted filing of the GST return for the last 6 periods are or has a risk of losing their registration. So in the last week, we had discussed about the blocking of the e-way bill. So if your pendency of the return is 2 or more period, then e-way bill is going to be blocked irrespective of your turnover. In addition to that, now messages or emails are sent for the purpose of the cancellation of the GST registration if you had not filed the return for the last 6 months and more. Thus, you should, if you had not filed, please check first your email, whether online notice has been issued for the purpose of cancellation of the registration. If that is received, then you have to reply for that notice and you have to file the return immediately. And even notice has not been issued, you should not keep your returns pending, because um, the action can be taken by the could be taken by the tax authorities, and hence it is recommended to file the returns proactively on time, and if it is pending, then file it immediately, so that no such action of GST cancellation or e-way bill blocking can be taken in the future. So this is about the some procedural aspects. Now we are going to discuss about the two key case laws. The first case law is related to the advanced ruling authority. So friends, you are aware that we are having many advanced ruling decision for the similar facts. We are having the different decision even of one jurisdiction. So on even though some facts are similar. So now in the Kolkata High Court, PIL admitted with respect to the with respect to challenging the constitution of the advanced ruling authority and appellate advanced ruling authority. So, what are the contention to challenge the constitution? So, key contention are that the violation of the Article 50. So, it constitution of the advanced ruling violates the Article 50, because at per Article 50 there should be the separation of the judiciary and executive body. You all aware that the advanced ruling authorities are only the GST authorities who are implemented or implementing the GST law, and hence there should be the as per Article 50, they can't interpret the GST law, and one can say there should be the same uh, authorities can't give the decision that that violate the Article 50 of the Constitution of India. Second, it violate the Article 21 also, because as per Article 21, no one should be act as a judge. So there should not be a judge, or a person should not be the judge who uh, who has a personal interest personal interest in that case. So in the case of GST, the body, or one can say the implementing body or administrative body, should not be the decision making body or the judiciary body for the purpose of interpreting the law. So this will lead to a violation of the Article 21, Article 15, and also Article 14, that is the equality. So definitely we will get the decision in days to come, but now the constitution of the advanced ruling authorities and also the appellate advanced ruling authorities has been challenged at the Kolkata High Court. Now, last case is related to the e-way bill. So friends, one more case related to the e-way bill has launched and decided by the Kerala, and it is decided by the Kerala High Court. So it's definitely decided in favor of the taxpayer. Kerala High Court has allowed to release the goods and vehicle detained on account of the mismatch of the goods transported as per the e-way bill and job work invoices. So there was a mismatch in the e-way bill, value of the e-way bill and job work invoices. So Kerala High Court has directed that and released that goods and vehicle. So, what are the observation made or key observation made by the Kerala High Court? First, consignment or Kerala High Court observation is that the consignment was covered by the job work invoice, then e-way bill, and also the delivery challenge that originally accompanied at the time of the sending goods to the job workers premises. So, covering or comply or um, having the three documents while transportation itself uh, said to be the compliance with the statutory provision. And second observation is related to the e-way bill. So e-way bill and the invoice, so whatever the quantity of the goods and description of the goods is uh, similar on the e-way bill and also the invoice. So on the basis of these two key observation, Kerala High Court has directed and allowed the release of the goods and vehicle detained. Definitely, this is the case or decision is in favor of the taxpayer. But friends, because of very small mistakes, the litigation even today, that is after 2 years, after more than 2 years, the litigations getting litigation trend of the e-way bill has not minimized. So for small mistakes also, the taxpayer may require to face the long-lasting litigation and may require to file the writ etc. to the High Court. Thus, while preparing e-way bill itself, care should be taken so that to minimize the litigation. Secondly, at the time during the transportation itself, if there is a certain difference and there is some reason, like in this case, is reason on account of job work. So transporter should be at least able to explain that reason at the time of detention of the vehicle itself, so that the detention of the vehicle could be avoided. So this is about the two case laws of this week. So we'll meet